I'd like to introduce the next speaker of today, Ms. Melissa Perebo, from the candidate from our party, E3P. She will make a case for our Socialist Party and elaborate on our three key points: education, environment, and equality.
Yes. So, let me start off this speech for the upcoming 5 minutes by stating some facts. You are all in this room. You're all sitting next to people you know, and you might even be listening to this speech, but are you really here? What are you thinking about? And since I cannot know for each one of you individually, I will assume. I assume you wouldn't be thinking about people not being able to afford education for themselves or for their children, resulting in unequal job opportunities. And I assume you wouldn't be thinking about the way that the environment is being polluted by our overpopulation, which is causing intensive industrial agriculture, which is causing pollution of our land, seas, and atmosphere. And maybe if you tapped off those last two, you might be thinking about the homeless people not being able to not be homeless because of their lack of necessary resources. But I think I lost you at the first point. So that's why this speech is going to be about those three things that our party stands for. To start off with education. So, as I said before, a lot of people cannot pay for education for themselves or for their children, which is why our party is going to offer free quality education and a better pay for teachers and scholarships available to anyone who needs it. But where are we going to get the money from? That is the main question. Socialism. So, how are we going to do that? We will tax large companies and rich people who earn above a certain amount. We will tax them. And so, with those funds, we will grant people a better education. We will also use those funds for other things that I will state in a minute. So, over to the environment, pollution, and waste. So, as I said, a lot of food is being produced for the amount of people that we have. And a lot of that food is actually wasted. So what we want to do is we want to donate that food to food banks, and we want to create stores in which we will sell such foods for half the price, and we will use those funds to further improve the environment. We will also make sure, because we will partly governmentalize those large companies that we also tax, in a way that they can still function properly in the economy, but we can also control their use of energy. Because big companies tend to create oil spills and plastic waste, which isn't really a good thing, so we will make sure they will step over to green energy. Then lastly, we will also make sure by this that they don't deposit oil into the seas and CO2 into the air. Lastly, our point, equality. Like I said before, homelessness is a big issue that a lot of people cannot get out of because of their lack of the necessary resources they need to not be homeless. So what we will do, we will grant them the necessary shelter and resources that they need to find a job and a home. Since equality isn't limited to homelessness, we will also fight discrimination. How we will do this, we will start educating programs on basically anyone that is discriminated against in our society. So LGBTQIA+ groups, sexism, racism, ableism, anything that you can think of, we will educate people on that, and we will use people of those groups to educate on them, so we don't have an outside perspective. Lastly, education. Our free education system will also grant equality, since it will grant more equal job opportunities in our society. We will also ensure equal job opportunities by making sure that there is no discrimination, bribes, monopolies, or oligopolies in the recruitment process. So, to summarize, our party will grant a good education, a stable environment, and equal opportunities in society. And a form of socialism will allow us to do that. So, now that I've established all the points of our party, are you really here?